Hey everybody, today I wanted to make a video just to talk to you all a little bit about developing something called content exploring resources. A content exploring resource is a source with reliable information. It can be online or offline. It's a source that you can go back to and use either for schoolwork or for your own purposes. So if you were using it for schoolwork, you would use it to find reliable information, quotes, documents, things like that you could use when writing papers or studying for exams. For your own personal information, for your own personal learning, you could use these to learn, to research, to find things out, and you would know that you had a reliable source. So, especially online, it's hard to know if what you're looking at is a reliable source, if you can trust it. There are several sources out there, many sources out there that are reliable and you can keep going back to, and we're going to talk about one of them today. It's called docsteach.org. So I have it pulled up here. You can see docsteach.org was developed from the National Archive in Washington, D.C. Some people there developed it as an educational resource, and it's really great and it's really nice to use. Like I said, if you're going to use online or technology as a resource for your schoolwork, your independent learning, you should really only use it if it's going to enhance your efficiency or your effectiveness. There's plenty of physical sources you can use, the library. If you're going to search online, it should be adding something to your research, and docsteach.org is a good example of that, because it gives you access to so many different documents and primary sources that you wouldn't otherwise have access to, or you would have to, find them in many different physical books in order to look at them. So let's look at the site here, docsteach.org. Some of the best ways to do this, as you scroll down, you'll come to the historical eras of the United States. You have the Revolution and the New Nation, the expansion and reform, Civil War and Reconstruction, the development of the industrial United States, the emergence of modern America, which we've talked about a lot, Great Depression, World War II, post-war United States, and of course contemporary United States, so the late 60s to present day. All of these links, as you click on them, you will find a couple different things. First of all, you will find actual founding documents from those times. You'll find pictures of them and transcripts of them. So that means you'll be able to look at what they actually look like, and you'll be able to read what they say. So if we were to click on Revolution and New Nation, and you were working on an assignment where you're supposed to talk about the Declaration of Independence, maybe pull a quote from it, you could, in the search bar here, just type in. Hit search. As you scroll down, you'll see a few first-hand primary sources talking about the Declaration of Independence and kind of the story behind it. But what you'll also find, as you keep going, is a picture of the actual document itself, which is kind of cool to be able to look at that. Now, obviously, you can't read that very well. It's very old, so it's nice to know what it looks like, but you can just scroll down. It has this option, show hide transcript. If you click on that, now all of a sudden you can read through the actual Declaration of Independence. So it's not just this, it's all documents we've had in our country and in others. So we have the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, everything else, everything we've talked about. So that's probably one of my favorite things about this site, is the documents themselves, pictures of the documents and transcripts of them. And then the other thing that's really important to have access to is the primary sources that are on here. As we've talked about in class, a primary source is something written by a person from the actual place and time of the event who experienced it and wrote about it. So, there's diaries, there's journals, there's stories, there's first-hand accounts of people who experience things, and those become very useful when you're doing research and when you're studying for school or doing assignments. So this is just one example, docsteach.org, of a really good content exploring resource. There's many others out there, but I just wanted to talk about this one today.